Unravel!
Shh! Silence! Now I see. It's all becoming clear. What is? When you were in grade school, you received the same report card every year. Careless with the tendency to jump to conclusions. Am I wrong? How did you...
Holy fuck.
You say that I, Waluigi, was blackmailing Ron Delight. In which case, I would naturally know all about his relation to Master Mask. Well, yes. Ron Delight started receiving plans from his second crime onward, correct? Which means, I learned of his identity when he committed that first crime.
Good point. You certainly couldn't have blackmailed him otherwise. In that case, let's see some hot, bitter evidence. During the first crime, how did Luke Atme know that Ron Delight was Master Mask?
Was it the costume or was it the clipping?
I'm pretty certain it was the newspaper because he said that he hid it in a plastic bucket. It may have been the brooch, which represents the costume.
I think I see it.
See what?
When you were in grade school, you received the same report card every year. Gets into lots of mischief, trying to be the center of attention.
What do you mean?
This newspaper clipping.
Yes.
It has a picture of you and Ron Delight in his guard uniform. It seems that Master Mask didn't just disappear into thin air. He just took off his outfit and hid it in a bucket.
That sounds far too stupid to be true.
Correct. With tricks like that, he couldn't fool a baby, let alone an ace detective. And that's when you figured it out, Mr. Waluigi. That's when you learned that under his mask, Master Mask was really Ron Delight. What the? Was he supposed to be Master Mask? Not only that, looks like he wasn't even an ace detective. I can't believe it. He was just a slimy blackmailer. What a fraud. Trying to pass himself off as an ace detective.
Why, you? How dare you expose me like that? Why, I mean, I've never blackmailed anyone in my life. I'm a famous and proud ace detective and also Master Mask. Why can't you understand that?
I'm afraid you are neither a proud thief nor an ace detective. You're a blackmailer and a murderer. That is your true identity.
Why, you? How dare you even dare to simply yes, why not try doing something else with those because of yours? You're all fools! Fools, I say! None of you can compare to my genius. You're all just jealous. So go on! Disgrace me! Commemorate me! There is nothing to target. It's nothing to hide. Blackmail, murder, threats, I get away with all of it. It's enough to make one laugh!
Are you done? It would seem we finally gotten to the real answer.
Where?
That was way too far in my ear. That was quite a performance by Waluigi. Bailiff, please prepare a cell for Mr. Waluigi.
Now what?
The hammer that strikes too fast has no time to aim. What do you mean I'm already prepared to deliver my sentence? Allow me to say one thing. I will be the one to judge.
No, you won't.
Like hell you will. You don't get much more in your face than that. It appears that your claws weren't quite sharp enough, Mr. Trite.
Where do you...
It's true that you've proven a lot of things. Things like Waluigi was a filthy blackmailer. And that he wasn't Lordly Taylor at the night of the murder.
That's right. That's why he's the one who killed Mr.
But there's still one thing you've yet to prove. What's that? Just because he wasn't at the warehouse doesn't mean he was at the murder scene. Therefore, if you can't prove that this pitiful excuse for a man was at KB Security, then I don't see how a verdict can be delivered.
No.
No way! Waluigi is infectious.
Order! Order in the court! That's right, Dave, you shut the hell up. Well, Mr. Wright.
This is it. This is the final round. Cheeseburger!
Ow.
I've got to prove that Waluigi was at Mr. Bullard's office on that night.
But can you really prove that? That's long enough. Mr. Trite, I want to hear your answer.
That night, Waluigi was at KB Security, and the defense... The list? I don't know. I mean, let's be honest. Let's say we can prove it. The defense can prove it with evidence.
Are you sure? Heh. Don't you worry, I'll watch over you as you break down and fall to pieces. Very well then, let's see this proof. Prove that Luke Atme was at the KV security that night as Waluigi. You thought I forgot.
I'm going to try this, and if we end up getting a penalty and it puts us back at the option to give up or to not present evidence, we will not present evidence. This is the proof.
Nope. It's true, that is very important. However, I'm not so foolish as to think that we'll pass for evidence here. Mr. Trite, it's time you learn the true flavor of life. The flavor of my special Godot blend number 49. Well, Mr. Wright.
It's bitter. Very bitter.
Come on, Nick, don't give up now.
What do I do? Make a mistake here, it's over. Ah! Okay. I can't prove it.
Just as I thought.
But, if we hear more of Detective Waluigi's testimony...
Unfortunately, that's as far as you go, Mr. Trite.
What do you mean?
I won't allow for any more testimony. That's what I mean.
What?
Have you forgotten? Luke, Waluigi is here after we interrupted his own trial. And you have failed to prove that he committed the murder. I think it's time for this witness to return to his own trial and face his guilty verdict as Master.
No.
Damask.
Well now, Sir Lawyer, it seems that love wins out in the end after all. I am the ace detective as well as Master Mask. My verdict will verify that. Just as Rhonda Lights will verify that he is the true murderer. I declare that with the full force of my ace detectiveness.
Order in the court. That's enough deliberation over this witness.
I can't believe this. At this rate, Ron is...
Don't give up now, Nick. We still have tomorrow. We can look for more evidence and...
By then it'll be too late.
Huh? Why? Double jeopardy. One of the basic rules of any court of law. Double jeopardy? Should a defendant be tried and found innocent in court, a defendant cannot be tried again for the same crime. This is a fundamental rule of all courts. And it applies to this witness as much as it applies to anyone else. Mr. Waluigi will be found guilty in a matter of minutes. Guilty as Master Mask, which means he will be innocent as far as the murder of Cain Bullard is concerned. No way! The fact that you were unable to prove Mr. Waluigi's guilt of that crime here means that he will never again be tried as Cain Bullard's murderer. Wow. Alright, what are we pulling out here?
There's nothing I can possibly do to win. Even if Ron is proclaimed to be innocent, the real killer, Waluigi, will go free.
You have cross-examined every statement the witness has made here today. As long as there is no more testimony, I'm afraid I have to declare that there will be no further questioning of this witness. Are there any objections? When? And I hereby end the cross-examination of Waluigi.
Wah!
I think I see it. Your Honor, when you were in it, when you
Wait! When you
Whoa! Whoa!
when you were a child, this is what was on your report card every year. Has poor hearing and often makes mistakes as a result.
How did you?
Phoenix, raise your head up high. Have you forgotten what I used to tell you? A lawyer is someone who smiles no matter how bad it gets. That voice. No way.
Less weird!
Long time no see, Phoenix. Mia! This is the true power of the Kurain channeling technique.
Which we have to demonstrate every case.
I know that it's really Maya who's standing before me. Right now, she's my mentor, Mia Fey.
Who is dead?
Let's do this. But there's nothing more we can do, Mia. Without any more testimony, I can't cross-examine. Not yet. The testimony's not over yet. What do you mean? Your Honor, just now you said something very interesting. You have cross-examined every statement the witness has made here today.
Yes, that's true, but...
Unfortunately, Your Honor, you're forgetting something. Earlier, after the last cross-examination, this witness made a number of remarks.
Oh...
Well now, Sir Lawyer, it seems that love wins out in the end after all. I am the ace detective as well as Master Mask. My verdict will verify that. Just as Ron the Lights will verify that he is the true murderer. I declare that with the full force of my ace detectiveness.
Yes, but these comments appear to have no importance whatsoever.
Very well. Then we shall prove their importance via cross-examination. At any rate, as long as the witness has made these remarks, we, the defense, assert our right to question them. Is that all right with you, prosecutor?
Is something the matter, Mr. Godot? Nothing.
Oh, Sir Lawyer, it looks like you're one step too late. If you think such falsehoods will do anything to me, Walu...
Let's hear it.
What?
It's true that the witness made some remarks. So then, let's hear this last bit of cross-examination.
Mr. Godot, what are you?
Shut the fuck up. Very well, Mr. Waluigi. I'll allow the defense to cross-examine your earlier remarks.
The defense would like to hear why you declare the defendant to be the true murderer.
So please give us one last bit of testimony.
Phoenix, this is it. This is our absolute last chance.
Yes, Chief.
The last testimony.
Indeed, it is true that I was not at Lord the Tailor. I had to leave to see about another vitally important job request. I had known about the date beforehand, so I had this photograph ready. My brilliant deduction was what informed me that the true culprit was Ron the Light. And thanks to the keycard and wallet, it was abundantly clear that he was there.
He wouldn't know about that.
I was also able to make a deduction from the buzzer, which only sounded once. The button did not have any fingerprints on it. Why? The victim would have left prints if he sounded it, which means the killer sounded it. Mr. Delight was wearing his Master Mask outfit, which is why he left no prints. And the blackmail letter, the victim likely just mistook the color of the jewel. Zavari! Therefore, all the evidence points to that poor boy.
That was very sloppy compared to his other stuff. All he really did was spout back a lot of the stuff we figured out.
Yeah. This testimony actually seems to hold up pretty well my ass.
Yeah. The witness's earlier remarks do not appear to have been hastily prepared. All of his points have been explained, and none of them seem to contradict anything.
But of course.
But how did you know about the emergency buzzer?
The police investigation documents went directly through me, and I always look over all the documents. It's elementary, Sir Lawyer.
Are you going to make even more trouble for us now, Sir Lawyer? I will not allow any of your usual shenanigans, Mr. Wright.
Yes, Your Honor.
We cannot postpone Waluigi's trial any longer. This is your last chance.
Hang on a sec. Just one chance?
Heh. Seems that the party's about to begin.
Well, Phoenix, there isn't any evidence that contradicts with that testimony. So it would seem. What do you mean, so it would seem? Listen, Phoenix, pointing out contradictions doesn't always mean you have to present evidence, does it? At any rate, this is our last chance. If you can't point out a case-breaking contradiction, you lose. That's all there is to it.
Cup number 17, the last cup. Seems like the time has come to put an end to this trial.
You have to find a fatal contradiction in this testimony. And I need to point it out without presenting evidence. Which means all I can do is find the contradictory remark and press it. Remember, you only get one chance.
Safe state. Very well then, Mr. Wright. Please begin your final examination. That one's fine.
Fine. Fine. Fine.
How did you know about those?
Mr. Waluigi, about this last remark.
You still don't get it, do you, Trite? This isn't the time to be pressing the witness on every little statement.
What?
I said this before. There's still one thing you haven't proven. That this scum was in Kane Bulliard's office that night.
That's what I'm about to prove!
And now, it's time for me to drink my last cup. Mr. Wright, I will hold you to your end of the bargain.
Ah.
Boom, 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 boom.
This, maybe?
How did he know he was wearing the outfit? No, I'm guessing not, because he's doing the same lines.
You know what? Fuck it.
What about the vitally important job request? Because that's kind of vague. Nope. Nope.
Yeah, I know, Rhino.
Can we just not go through them one at a time? Let's see what's beyond. Let's go to the end.
Let me just try this one. Okay, sorry. For a moment, the music wasn't stopping, so I thought that was a good sign for once.
Question.
What?
What about how does he know the buzzer only sounded once?
That's the one I was going to check next.
How does he know he's poor? Wait, seriously, that was every one. Did we miss one?
I think maybe it's after the first few text boxes something changes. Because I've been cutting back after like the first one.
Should I?
No. I just want to see something. This cross-examination is the only chance I have to nail him. Somewhere there's a huge contradiction, and I've got to find it. As far as I can see, there is no evidence that contradicts his testimony. All you can do is press him, and you only get one shot. Okay, I was seeing if there was anything at the end there.
So we're looking for a contradiction.
Let me just try sticking it out a little bit longer in this or something.
Objection.
Aha! I'm afraid you're the one who still doesn't get it, Mr. Godot.
What?
This is what we had
What
to...
was this one?
Yeah. Mr. Waluigi, it seems you have finally admitted that you were in the CEO's office on the night of the murder. How could you say that? Let's review your testimony, shall we, Mr. Waluigi? The button did not have any fingerprints on it. Why? Mr. Delight was wearing his Master Mask outfit. Is that correct? Indeed, that's what they said. My deductions are absolutely foolproof. More like your deductions prove that you're a fool. I'm sorry, whatever do you mean?
For some reason, I'm starting to get really thirsty.
When exactly did we learn the fact that Ron Delight was dressed as Master Mask when he went to the scene of the crime? He outright said at the start of this he had no idea what was going on in this courtroom.
That was just a few hours ago. Back when my sixth cup was looking at me with a cold stare. Huh? Did I forget to mention it before? I'm sorry, I just never had a chance to mention it up until now.
That's right. The defendant had yet to tell anyone else this fact before this morning. Therefore, the only people who should know this are those who have been watching this trial. Do you understand now, Detective Waluigi? There is no way that you should have known about that. Wah! You were in the next courtroom being tried as Master Mask. So then, enlighten us. Just how did you know about that piece of information? Well,
Come on, this detective must have known about it. He probably had plenty of chances to find out beforehand.
and it's those chances that I want to discuss next. That night, Mr. Delight was wearing his Master Mask outfit. There is one and only one way for Detective Waluigi to have found that out.
Only one way, you say?
Please remember, if you will, Mr. Delight's testimony.
When I entered the office, there was a suspicious shadow there.
The visuals he showed us clearly show the silhouette of Waluigi. For a second, my client witnessed the real killer.
But Mr. Delight never saw him. There's no way to tell whether or not the real killer was Waluigi.
It's with that statement that I'll turn this case on its head.
Just what are you implying?
Mr. Delight saw the real killer, correct? Now, if you turn that statement around, it stands to follow that the real killer had also seen Ron Delight.
Impossible. Everyone's blind.
In case you couldn't tell! Detective Waluigi, you saw Master Mask at the murder scene that night. You saw him when you killed Kane Bullard and assaulted Ron Delight. That was the only way you could have known what Ron was wearing.
He's powering up.
Take a good look, everyone! Unable to find a rival worthy of my genius, I was forced to create one by myself! Here I am, the tragic clown!
It's the same line you gave yesterday.
But I think there's a little more meaning behind it this time.
I don't get it.
Wah.
What an awfully complicated incident. Kane Bullard was blackmailing Waluigi, who was in turn blackmailing Ron Delight.
Wah.
Upon killing his blackmailer, Waluigi tried to frame Ron Delight.
Wah.
He then claimed to be guilty as Master Mask in order to escape his true crime.
Wah. And to that end, he came up with this plan. To use the double jeopardy rule when making his alibi.
At any rate, it would seem we finally found the truth. Excuse me. I came perilously close to besmirching the record of an innocent young man. Smirching him with the title of murderer. Don't ignore me. Oh, I didn't realize you were there.
Why wouldn't he be?
About the verdict. I know, you never committed any murder. That's right, I'm so glad you understand that, but... I really am Master Mask. Huh? So, thanks to that trial yesterday, I'm innocent now, right? Oh, he fucking figured it out. What was that you said? Double jeopardy? Now that you mention it, I've been careless.
Careless? What do you think, Mia?
As the defendant says, the rule of double jeopardy is absolute. A defendant can never be tried twice for a crime in which he was once found innocent.
And Mask to Mask is really innocent?
For now, it would seem so. But for now...
Now then, this court finds the defendant not guilty. I forget you do that. Boy, this is really lucky. Wait, that isn't so good after all. You see, the thing is, I still am Master Mask after all.
October 14th. Man, we were in court for a while.
What's his wife gonna say?
What the fuck?
You did it, Nick.
Thanks, Mia. It's been a long time, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's because Maya doesn't call on me much these days.
Oh?
I'm just joking, Phoenix. Don't take everything so seriously. But on the other hand, Maya, she seems kind of lost these days.
You mean about becoming the master of the Kurain channeling school?
Becoming the master means saying goodbye to our mother.
You mean Misty Faye?
Watch over her, will you, Phoenix?
Of course.
Well then, see you around, person who has my voice. Mia.
Ah, Mr. Wright. I don't know what to say.
Congratulations, Mr. Delight.
Thank you so much. And no, wait. Nothing really matters anymore, though, now that all this has happened. Come on, just be happy already.
Hey, you got back fast. Maya.
You've been cleared of the murder charges and not got off as Master Mask to boot. But in exchange, I lost everything. Huh? What do you mean? Stealing security information from KB Security, becoming Master Mask. I did it all for one reason. For her.
You mean your wife, Desiree?
She hates criminals more than anything.
Come to think of it, she was once held hostage by some robbers, wasn't she?
She always said how she hated sneaky criminals. I knew that, but once I got fired from KB Security and lost all the money I had, she wouldn't have had any reason to stay with me. I thought she would leave me for sure.
So that's why you became Mask to Mask.
Yes, but it's all over now. A broken bowl can never be put back together. That's not true, right, Nick?
Right, an urn got put back together.
Really? Can we go back to the way things were? You'll be fine, and Nick can prove it.
I can? Kinda wish you would check with me first. Mr. Delight, even if a bowl is broken, there's always a way to put it back together, just in case.
Here, have an urn. Sacred urn. Jessie was the one who found this.
Desiree, your wife. She's always believed in you, Ron. I need water.
She's always believed in you, Ron.
Look, I've been yelling objection all fucking day!
Batman.
That's why you'll be fine. You don't have to worry about anything. Ah, there you are!
Smack! Ms. Delight!
You did it, Ronnie. You're innocent. I'm so happy.
Thank you. I appreciate that. But, I suppose you don't want anything more to do with me, do you?
Ronnie, why didn't you talk to me about what was going on? I had no idea you'd quit KB Security. I never imagined that you were really Mask to Mask either.
Miss Delight, what are you going to do now that you know? You're not going to really leave him, are you?
Come on, it's obvious, isn't it? How could I ever let a wonderful man like him get away? After all, my bike's really fast. So fast there's no way he could ever get away.
But didn't you say that you hated criminals?
Oh, I only hate people who act all cowardly and sneaky. Like that detective.
I see.
My Ronnie went and declared his crimes before he committed them, like a man. I just love a man who's so chivalrous.
Chivalrous.
I knew I was right about you. Every day I spend with you is filled with thrills and excitement. And sex.
Desiree.
It says Desi. Desiree, you really do love Ron, don't you? Nicky boy.
Yes?
I'm really glad I asked you to defend my Ronnie. Thank you so much. I'll never forget what you've done for us.
Oh, well, take care of yourself.
You too, Nicky boy.
I can feel my face going red.
Mr. Nick, Mystic Maya, congratulations! Where the hell have I been? Gasp!
Talk about bad timing.
Mr. Nick, how could you? With another man's wife, in front of Mystic Maya.
No, you're all wrong!
I'll never forgive you, never ever.
So just as the case came to a close, so too did my consciousness.
Damn, how hard does she hit?
Ron said a broken bowl can never be put back together. But I know that's not true. I mean, just look.
Here's a perfect example of one that was put back together even better than before.
Someone tells someone else it's cherry blossoms. They'll buy it. You know they will.
Episode 2, The Stolen Turnabout. The end.
Woo!
And we unlocked Recipe for Turnabout. It's a cup of sugar, some flour, and a lot of yelling.
You forgot one essential ingredient.
I think I know what it is, but tell me, is it
Murder.
the box? Oh.
And the box.
Jesus Christ.
Well, that's cool.
Yep.
Well, until next time, I have been Phoenix Max, or Max Wright, or something. Max Waluigi Man.
And at this moment, I'm Rhino Doe.
You mean you're Rhino?
Yeah, I think in this case it'd be like Renew.
Renault. You're like, Renault!
Yep. Mm.
Don't forget about me.
Whoosh. Boom, boom.